change your mind when you listen to this song?
Married.
Well, so you can imagine what we are going to talk about.
Well, as you know, we are Carlos and Claudia, and we used to do our presentations together. We normally talk about different topics related with us, but today we are going to talk about weddings around the world. And well, it isn't related with us, so we have had to do the order in a different way, overall because we aren't involved in the topic.
Well, the marriage is the strongest expression of love. Sure that some people think that love is one to dream and marriage is the other close, but we don't think so. It is the correct person, and if you don't do it because of money. In our societies, most of the unions of a couple were arranged. And are you thinking about Pride and Prejudice? So well done, because this is one of the best examples of this kind of marriages. In our culture, marriage is influenced by religion, family, and all of these things. But all of you know that this is not the most important thing to have a good marriage. From our point of view, the party and all these things is the less important. So the most important is the love and, of course, the feelings of the couple.
Societies have different ways to teach, to prepare young people for the weddings or to the marriage. And some years ago, the family was to teach the young people, but nowadays, as you know, it's the society who give us the most of the information that we need to get married or for the wedding. And so nowadays, most of the people in every country, most of the people act in the same way. And this is another important point of view which is reflected in Pride and Prejudice, because there you can see that in spite of being in a different social class, all of them act in the same way.
Maybe we think like that because we are living in a modern country where love is expressed liberally. But we don't have to forget that there are a lot of towns in our country and in our world where arranged marriage is the most popular in their societies. Well, by the way, you know the culture influences a lot in the marriage. Well, as I said before, we're going to talk about the traditional Hindu wedding because we think that it's really nice, and for us it's the nicest one.
Before the beginning, you have to know that bride as núvia in català, groom as marit, so before the wedding day, in the Indian wedding, the bride's parents travel to the groom's house to formalize the relationship. A really big party is organized by the boyfriend's family to celebrate this occasion. Typically, the men are allowed to go there, but females can't come there, can't go. So after this stage, wedding is arranged, and the groom and the bride starts to prepare all they need to the wedding.
The wedding starts with a phase called Varmala. Normally this phase takes place late at the night, often starts at midnight and lasting until the early hours of the morning. So we think that this is a really nice tradition because, well, from our point of view, marriages in night are really nice.
Yeah, and the wedding. The main part of the wedding takes place in the garden, where the groom arrives in a procession with all his family and friends, and meanwhile he's walking, the bride is waiting for him in the ceremony. Immediately after the groom arrives, the couple meet and exchange their garlands, so iconos, symbols. And after that they eat something. Well, there is different food to eat. And after eating, the groom and the bride exchange their feelings in front of a breast beside of the fire. So they sit beside of the fire and they exchange their feelings in front of lots of gods and goddesses. And in the morning, the party is still continuing, and the couple has the final breakfast in which it celebrates that the bride goes out from the parents' home. So, as you see, if you compare the Indian wedding with the Spanish wedding, it is larger than the our, and it is more religious and traditional.
Do you like this kind of wedding, or do you prefer Spanish wedding? I like this look. I don't know why. Yes. Well, as a follow-up, we want to talk about the Arabian wedding, particularly the Muslim one. I'm so sorry if somebody don't like it, but well, this kind of marriage is strongly linked to the culture and religion. So when a man wants a woman as his wife, he has to her family to her hand in marriage. The family of the bride only takes care about the family of what happened. Yeah, it's so fast. It's funny. Well, the family of the bride only takes care about the money and the social status of the groom's family. So if the man is rich and comes from a traditional family, they will accept the marriage. Well, as you can see, this is a little bit like in Pride and Prejudice, where all the families who have a daughter want that the girl who doesn't work and doesn't earn money wants to marry the girl with a rich boy. So we think that this is a little bit sad, but we can understand that with her mind or with their mind, they want to do it.
One of the main characteristics of this kind of wedding is that the first day takes place in the bride's home, where the mothers of the groom and the mothers of the bride have the first meeting. They sit in one place, normally in the corner, and they start talking during hours. Meanwhile, the groom and the bride are next to them, but where they can listen to their mothers speaking. And well, this is a really curious because in our culture it's unbelievable that because the mothers are speaking there, you can listen what are they saying about you, so it's really strange.
As you can see, Arabic world is a little bit unfashionable because now the traditions are a little bit different here. Well, a few days later of the wedding ceremony, the official ceremony takes place at the night, like the Indian one, and it's more important than the proposal party because it's in front of God. Well, then there is the henna night, where the friends of the bride make a family. I make a house party where they drink, they dance, they eat, and all these typical things. But overall, there is a woman who draws henna in hands and feet west, and the bride, of course.
Well, to conclude, we must say that there are lots of different kinds of wedding in the world, and as you can see, we have chosen only two because we want to explain them at all. It's true that we didn't say all the things about the Arabian wedding and of the Indian wedding, but we want to talk only about two or three because we want to explain them at all.
As you can see, well, as you can see, there are lots of things really similar than us, only in a different ambit. For example, the henna night, which I talked before, is quite similar than our despedidas, which in English are called hen night. I don't know why they use the word hen, but...
Well, and we imagine that, you know, that there are lots of different kinds of wedding, and in fact, every society has its traditional wedding or its ceremony. But, well, can we imagine that your parents force you to marry someone? This is one of the worst things can happen to a person, and we can imagine it. So, we have finished our presentations. If you have any questions. Yeah.